Use the code CHICKEN in the shop.
Hey guys, the Chicken is here. We are back today with another Boom Beach video. In today's video, guys, we're going to talk about how to get off to the best start possible every Warship season. So we're going to go over kind of the fundamentals of Warships here in this video. I do want to say thank you everyone for all the comments in yesterday's video. If you haven't seen that, make sure you check it out. It was a very controversial one. There's like almost 150 comments at the time that I'm recording this right now, which is more than I've ever had on a video, which is crazy. But yeah. A lot of good feedback, a lot of interesting comments, and honestly, I just appreciate you giving me your idea, whether you agreed with me or disagreed with me. It was cool just to have some, discussion on where everybody's at on the start of the season. So I felt like a good kind of follow-up video to that today would be to talk about, all the little things, all the little minutia that we just kind of swabbed over yesterday. That you have to do, or that's kind of taken for granted that not everybody necessarily knows, right? So we're going to talk about that, and we got War Factory today, and we also have we got the heavy damage at 75%. So I figured, why not do a little heavy rush with bullet? Ooh, I just upgraded cluster grenade. Let's do another one of those, I guess, because who cares at this point about the hero tokens? Yeah. So. Who do we got here? We got bullet and taunt. Perfect. Okay. So, how do you get off to the best start in Warships regardless of anything else? So, let's talk about that for a sec. Now, first and foremost, the most important thing that you can do to get off to a good start and have a good season is make the correct tech choices. How do you do that? How do you know what's best? Well, you don't always, right? You've got to get it through a combination of ways, and I think the best way, or one of the best ways, is simply watching our YouTube videos, because typically we play a little bit early, especially on the starting day. There's always streams going on, and you can see what's working and what's not working, and it's very easy to kind of figure it out from there, right? I shouldn't have flared them like that. Whoops. The other way is to stay in touch with the community. Little plug here. I do have a Discord server that is a great source of information for those of you that are looking to up your warship game, or just curious about the season in general. So that's a good place to start. There's also Reddit, Telegram, a million different spots, the Discord servers. Whatever your fancy is, it's out there. So. Let's see if this is going to work. I'm interested to see what's going to happen here. How much damage are we actually going to do? I didn't really plan this out if this was actually viable or not, but I think with a couple boosts and maybe we barred out some of those shock launchers, then I think it's possible. But yeah, so have a plan for your tech and just kind of see what's working on day one. It's always better to unlock stuff slower, but know that you're going in the right order. Where you'll get into trouble in Warships, especially, is I almost just removed my 42% Gunboat Energy Masterpiece. Where you'll get into trouble is when you just start unlocking things and you're like, well, I'm not sure if this is the best way to go right now, but I'm going to get there first, and if it's good, I'm really going to go forward. And, what usually ends up happening is it's not that good, or there's something else you should have got first or whatever, and then you're behind for the rest of the season. So the worst thing, I can't stress this enough, the worst thing you can do for your Warship season is to unlock stuff that you shouldn't be unlocking, or even doing it in the wrong order is a big deal too. Say if you unlock a defense, like, yeah, obviously all defenses are good. It's not like it's a bad thing to have them, but there might be something that's, better, for example. So something to keep note of. Also, something I saw a lot in yesterday's comments were people saying one of the biggest factors that slows them down is time, and I totally understand that. Not everybody has time to to play all the time or whatever, but what you really should make sure that you do, especially if you go 1 day, 2 days, or even 3 days, I would say 3 days at the most, is make sure you're changing your base frequently. Every time there's like a different, tech thing or whatever that's working, you should almost change your base to adapt to that, or to counter against that. Basically, more or less is kind of the idea. So yeah, just some simple things. So number one, attack path. Number two, change your base frequently. And you got to find the right attack strategy. This is something that I really struggled with at the end of last season, as you guys all know by now, because I won't shut up about it. But yeah, the attack strategy is very key. You know, you might be using the right troops, but you could be using them the wrong way. And the easiest way I've always found to look at this is simply to watch replays, because sometimes you'll just be astounded by your replays, and it's like, oh, okay, that's what I'm doing wrong. You know, that's obvious, or that's an easy fix, or whatever. Let's see here if Bullet maybe can get some damage for us. I'm not sure. We at least got the shock launchers down, so that's gonna help. But yeah, so making sure your attack is on point, making sure your tech is on point, and changing your layouts frequently. Sometimes, you know, it's okay to experiment too and make your own base layouts. It's typically not something that I do, because I try to bring you guys the best ones possible, but you know, nothing ventured, nothing gained, right? Sometimes you can make something silly. Especially, I find this to be true at the beginning of the season. You can make something that's kind of ridiculous that, wow, I got no gold left, that's weird. I mean, I could collect it from the boat, but let's not do that. Let's collect it from the residence first. And does that give us enough? 532. Actually, what we can do is simply just destroy some bases over here. There we go. I don't even remember the last time I ran out of gold. That's funny. It's because I used gold to max out my tribe, because I thought that was going to help us. I forget how many attacks we have left, but here we go. Yeah, so making sure your attack is on point. You can watch replays, blah, blah, blah. Whatever you want to do there. And yeah, like I said, I don't make my own bases too often, unless it's at the beginning of the season, because then it's like, you know, literally nobody knows what's going to be good, so we just got to kind of figure it out and see what works and what doesn't work. And again, watching replays is always huge, and definitely helpful. There we go. Look at this, guys. We got some damage up here. We got a taunt going on. That's all we need to do is take out those shock launchers. I think we would have been able to do that a little bit earlier. But yeah, those of you that have other tips and tricks, definitely let me know down below in the comments. And, you know, just like yesterday, get a little discussion going. But yeah, it was really interesting to see. I felt like everybody was kind of on board with the general message of yesterday's video. And also, Shishk made a video basically on the same topic. So if you guys want to check that out to see his thoughts, make sure you check out his channel. Yeah, he kind of expanded on a couple things. You know, he's the Warship professor, so he expanded on a couple things, which is cool to see. But yeah, and let me know in the comments what other types of videos you guys want to see during like these kind of off weeks where we have time to, you know, talk about different things or different strategies or whatever. But yeah, you know, what we could also touch on is how the top guys do it. You know. So it's like it's kind of basically what we said, you know. It's all about the fundamentals, and it's all about just making the right choices and pushing at the right times. If you're not, like, you can make all the right tech choices in the world, if you're not making the most out of those, and a lot of the times, you know, you're gonna be pushing when you don't want to, or it doesn't suit your schedule, or, you know, you got to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning to hit your push points. It's things like that, I feel like, that really that really make the difference in the long run over time. So definitely something to consider if you haven't done it before. And it's very crucial at the start of the season. I know it sucks for us over here. You don't got to tell me. I hate it. I got to get up at 3 o'clock in the morning, you know, this Monday, and then go to work after. It's horrible. But if you want to be competitive and you want to place as high as you can, then that really is your best option. Look at that. Heavy's taking... Well, we're boosted, so... We're also 300 VP, so I shouldn't get too excited. But, yeah, so I just wanted to talk about that to just kind of... you know, because there was a few comments in yesterday's video basically saying, like, you know, I do X, Y, Z, and I don't get ahead, and I think it's because of tech. And it's not really because of... Like, if you're not doing these things, first and foremost, Nothing else matters. So I wanted to touch on that and really drive that point home. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to subscribe to the channel because season 36 is just around the corner. Bada boom. And yeah, hopefully see you guys there. We'll catch the next one. Chicken is out.